All right, ready for this one. We're going deep on Sgt Stubby today, World War I canine hero. You sent over this incredible collection of stuff, old newspaper articles, historical accounts, even Smithsonian records. And I gotta say, I thought I knew a thing or two about Stubby, but wow, just wow.
It really is incredible how these stories, they stick with you. We hear about animals in war, sure, but Stubby, he was different. This isn't just a feel-good mascot story.
Right, not even close. It's like 1917, Yale University. Picture it. The U.S. is getting ready for World War I. Soldiers are training all those drills with the 102nd Infantry. And then suddenly, this stray dog, he just wanders in.
And not just any stray, right? This is Stubby we're talking about. Little Boston Terrier, or at least he was described as a Bull Terrier mix. And I mean, who could have guessed what would happen, what this little guy would go on to do? It's wild.
Total game changer. And at first, he's just the 102nd's mascot, learns the bugle calls, kind of mimics the drills, even does this adorable doggy salute. But, and here's where it gets crazy, when they ship out to France, Stubby, he pulls a disappearing act. Or should I say a disappearing bark.
Hidden in the coal bin on the SS Minnesota. Can you believe it? Private J. Robert Conroy, the soldier who befriended Stubby, he took a huge risk sneaking him on board. Talk about a bond, huh?
Seriously, and get this, he doesn't stop there. Conroy sneaks Stubby off the ship, manages to keep him hidden from their commanding officer, and legend has it, Stubby wins the Supio over with, get this, a perfectly timed salute.
Whether he meant to do it or not, that little act of, I don't know, maybe you'd even call it quick wit, it gets Stubby onto the front lines. Even got official military orders for a dog.
Official orders, can you imagine? But he's not just there for morale. Stubby, his first heroic act, he survives a mustard gas attack. Which, I mean, that alone is unbelievable. But what happens after, that's what makes him a legend.
Yeah, and it's a scary thought, what it was like back then. Gas attacks, the early warning systems, they were what we have today. Stubby, he's exposed to the gas, it's dangerous, but it actually makes him, well, sensitive to it, like incredibly sensitive.
So he could, sense it coming.
He could smell it before anyone else gave them those extra few seconds to get their gas masks on. He was literally sniffing out danger.
Talk about a nose for trouble. But wait, there's more. Out in no man's land, that terrifying stretch of land between the trenches, Stubby's hearing, it becomes a lifesaver. He hears these wounded soldiers, just the faintest cries, and he runs out there dodging enemy fire, finds them, and leads help back to them.
It's impossible to imagine, right? The battlefield, the noise, the chaos.
Yeah.
But Stubby, he hears those cries for help. It just shows you his intelligence, his connection with those soldiers. He wasn't a pet to them. He was one of them.
A brave one at that. And then there's the story, the one where he captures a German soldier near the trenches. Some people think he might have been a spy.
Incredible, isn't it? This little dog, he spots this German soldier. The soldier probably tries to make friends with him, but Stubby, he sees right through it, bites down on the soldier's leg, holds him there until the American soldiers arrive. What instincts?
That's a story for the history books. And here's the thing, it wasn't just some tall tale. It really happened. We have the reports, the historical records, it's all there. And for that, he gets a promotion.
To sergeant. The first dog in the U.S. Armed Forces to ever hold a rank. And it wasn't just, for fun. He really earned it. They knew, everyone knew, how much he did, how brave he was.
Sgt Stubby, I kind of like the sound of that. But yeah, it didn't stop there, did it? I mean, we're talking medals, honors, his story. It went way beyond the trenches, didn't it?
Absolutely. It's incredible, really. Think about it. A world at war, so much devastation, and people found hope in this dog. They were inspired by him. Like the women of Chateau Thierry, the town Stubby helped liberate. They made him something really special.
They made him a coat, right, out of, what was it?
Chamois, yeah. Decorated with Allied flags. It even had a military wound stripe, his chevrons, the whole 9 yards. It wasn't just a gift, though. It was a symbol. These people, they really respected him, cared about him. You could tell.
And the Purple Hearts, that just gets me. 2 of them. Seriously, this little stray dog, he received the same medal as the soldiers, the ones wounded in action. Just incredible.
I know, right? It really makes you think about how things were changing. Animals and war, they were starting to be seen differently. Stubby, he was more than a mascot. He was out there risking his life, just like the soldiers. And he deserved those medals, every one.
He sure did. And get this, later on, he meets 3 presidents, Woodrow Wilson, Warren G. Harding, and even Calvin Coolidge.
From dodging cars on a college campus to hanging out with presidents. Talk about a glow-up.
Right, and let's not forget the Humane Education Society, they gave him a gold medal. And it was presented by General John J. Pershing himself.
It shows you, doesn't it, how important he'd become to everyone. Stubby, he became a symbol of patriotism, of loyalty, of this bond between people and animals, this connection that gets even stronger when times are tough.
And then finally, the war's over. Stubby comes home a hero. You'd think he'd be happy just, I don't know, taking it easy, relaxing. But not Stubby.
Oh no, he was just getting started. He was a celebrity. Parades, he was even in a vaudeville act. Everyone loved him. There was even this portrait of him painted by a famous capital artist. Can you believe it?
Stray dog to superstar. But honestly, it's what happens next that I love. When he goes to Georgetown University with Conroy.
Oh yeah, Georgetown. Conroy, he started studying law there. Of course, he brought Stubby with him. Next thing you know, he's the Hoyas mascot. They say he used to nudge a football around during halftime. Can you imagine?
That's amazing. This decorated war hero, just happy as can be, nudging a football. It's adorable.
It's pretty amazing when you think about it. Animals, they adapt. Even after being through something as crazy as war, they can still find joy, still find a purpose.
It's true, but it also makes you think every story has to end, right?
Mhm.
Even the amazing ones. And Stubby, he passed away in 1926.
He lived a good long life, though. 9, maybe 10 years old. Not bad for a dog who'd been through so much. And when he died, the New York Times, they wrote this really long obituary for him. Longer than some people got, that's for sure.
I mean, people were really touched by him, you can tell. Still coming to terms with this massive war. And then there's Stubby's story.
It gave them hope, you know? This little dog, he showed everyone what it meant to be resilient, to never give up, and that bond, that connection between us and animals, it really shines through, even in the middle of all that chaos.
And the best part is, his story didn't end there. Not really. I mean, we still remember him today.
He's not just a memory, though. He's right there at the Smithsonian Institution.
I know, right? I read that, and I got goosebumps. The Price of Freedom, Americans at War. That's the exhibit. And there he is, Sergeant Stubby. They preserved him, taxidermied, wearing that little coat they made for him, all his medals. It's really something.
It makes you think, doesn't it?
Yeah.
There he is, in one of the most famous museums in the country, this dog. Proof that animals, they play a part too. In war, in history.
Yeah.
It's not just us. And his story, it'll keep inspiring people now, even years from now.
He's got books written about him, even kids' books, which that's awesome. There was a whole BBC special on World War I, and they talked about Stubby. And then there's that bronze statue in Connecticut at the Trees of Honor Memorial.
Oh, yeah, Stubby salutes. It's incredible. He's standing right there with all those Connecticut veterans who died in the war. It's like a reminder, not just of what Stubby did, but of everyone who served, the soldiers, the animals, everyone.
This little stray dog wandering onto that field at Yale. Who knew? Right. And now he's a war hero, a celebrity, a part of history. It's mind-blowing.
It really makes you wonder, how many other Stubbies are out there? Animals showing such bravery, such loyalty, and we'll never even know their names. It's humbling, really.
Yeah. Makes you stop and think. Stubby's story forces us to look at animals differently, to see the courage, the loyalty, to see how much they do for us, especially when things are tough.
He's a reminder that heroes, they come in all shapes and sizes. Sometimes they even have wet noses and wagging tails. Sergeant Stubby, he's proof that this bond we have with animals, it's a powerful thing. It can withstand anything, even war. And it's a bond that deserves to be remembered.
And on that note, we're wrapping up our deep dive into the incredible life of Sergeant Stubby. Thanks for coming along for the ride. This has been an amazing journey. We hope you've learned something new, maybe see these incredible animals in a whole new light. Until next time, keep those questions coming and keep on exploring.
Doggo Data, whack your worries away. Fun facts and fetch, let's write